Have you ever stopped to consider the different ways in which discrimination can manifest in our society? Discrimination, a word we all are familiar with, but do we truly understand its depths and complexities? It's an unfortunate reality that discrimination, in its various forms, is a widespread issue affecting countless individuals across the globe. Let's first delve into direct discrimination, which is often clear-cut and unmistakable. Take, for instance, the issue of unequal pay based on gender. This is a stark example of a systemic bias where one group is favored over another solely based on their sex. Now consider indirect discrimination, a more subtle yet equally damaging form. It might show up in biased hiring practices based on assumed stereotypes. For example, overlooking a candidate for a leadership role based on the misconception that they might not fit due to their age or cultural background. Direct and indirect discrimination are just two types of discrimination, but there are many more. Did you know that discrimination can be categorized into more specific types depending on the basis of the prejudice involved? Let's delve into the many faces of discrimination. First off, we have racial discrimination. This happens when someone is treated unfavorably because of their race, color, descent, national or ethnic origin, or immigrant status. For example, being denied a job opportunity based on your skin color, that's racial discrimination. Then we have gender discrimination, which can be as subtle as unconscious bias or as overt as unequal pay or opportunities for men and women. It's when your gender, rather than your capabilities or qualifications, determines how you're treated. Age discrimination is another face. It's when you're treated less favorably because of your age. This could be missing out on a promotion because you're considered too young, or losing a job because you're deemed too old. Religious discrimination is when someone is treated differently because of their beliefs, their religion, or their lack of one. It could be as simple as being excluded from social gatherings because of your religious practices. Lastly, disability discrimination. This occurs when people with disabilities are treated less favorably than others. It could be a lack of accessibility in public spaces or being overlooked for a job because of a physical or mental impairment. Understanding these types of discrimination is the first step towards addressing and combating them. So far, we've explored the complex landscape of discrimination, from its most blatant forms to its more subtle manifestations. We've delved into the harsh reality of discrimination, a reality that many face daily, and the many guises it can take. Whether it's based on race, gender, religion, or any other characteristic, discrimination is a worldwide issue that needs addressing. We've seen how discrimination can be both overt and covert, from outright refusal of rights to the more insidious everyday biases that seep into our lives. It's important to remember that no form of discrimination is less harmful than the other. Each one leaves scars, visible or not, and it's our responsibility to recognize, understand, and combat these injustices. In our journey through this topic, we've seen the importance of understanding the different types of discrimination. The more we know about it, the better equipped we are to identify it, call it out, and take steps towards eradicating it. And this isn't just a task for those who have been victims of discrimination. It's a collective responsibility. We all have a part to play in creating a world where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. Remember, the fight against discrimination begins with understanding. The more we know, the better equipped we are to challenge and change the status quo.